I'm CT. When I'm not hosting podcasts, I live in the real world. I mean, everybody has to work, right? My job is CS, customer service, solutions, relationships, and generating motivation to keep my team pumped up and totally connected to every single guest who has chosen to walk into our store. This is C.T.C.S, episode number 70. Billion Dollar Winner, COVID hits again, and sex in the bathroom?
Transition walk, day number 1 of 4. I've had a shit day. Oh my God. You know, the thing about being a creative person is that it's not always going to go the way you wanted it to. And when you start throwing in the digital process and everything connected, and it starts going bad, it's almost like somebody has a little doll, a little tiki doll of you, and they're putting pins and needles in it to drive you insane. I got to be on this transition walk today because I can't go in to customer service with the attitude of I'm getting the crap beat out of me. I need this walk. I'm at the store. It's kind of a historic day for me in the way of this will be my 3rd new general manager since starting here. So I wonder how the play-by-play is going to take place and try to figure out what their visions are and tap into it. Got to be a team player, right? Here's an update on the manager situation. What's going on here is 17 applicants for this one position, and which shows what kind of a great store we are. That 17 people want to come here and be our leader. So we've done an interim GM right now, and there's only 2 people in that position when it comes to any type of a manager on duty. So it's going to be really rough inside those quarters. There's been talk of a new Oreo cookie that's being released. It's been all over social media, and it's called an Oreo. Right. So we're into the Oreo cookies right now to find out if it's officially here. There's a double stuff, but it's supposed to be even bigger than a double stuff. And I'm not seeing it, but you've got to keep your eye open for this. It's 2 times the size or 3 times the size. Even the mega stuffer here is not big enough. So keep your eye on that baby. A gentleman comes in to do an interview. And he shows up about 15 minutes ahead of time, which is pretty cool. But what was really interesting about the interview was he walks in with a wagon. Yeah, a black wagon. And it's like, that's interesting. And I asked him if he was going to do some grocery shopping afterwards. No, I just don't go anywhere without my wagon. Huh. Interesting. If you were doing an interview, what would you think of that story? Would it be a story that you would ask more about to find out more about the person? Oh, this is going to be a rough one. I thought the day started rough with all my podcasting and stuff like that. 3 people that do the night shift are not coming in. Now we're trying to figure out how we're even going to make it past the 5 o'clock hour because there's not that many people here, and we're about ready to have our rush hour. It's still one of my pet peeves. I understand rain checks, and when things aren't there, that we will give you a guarantee that you'll come back a different day and you'll get it at that price. But the people that we're seeing do this are professionals at it. You sit there and you go, really? This really isn't over there? No, it's not there. But I think what happens is that people will go and look through the store and look for items that aren't there. And even though they don't want one, what makes them feel great is that I'm going to get a rain check for this. I don't need to buy it now, but when I do need to buy it, I'll have a rain check. Transition walk, day number 2. The mindset is still just, yeah. See, in the radio world, when we had a kind of a mindset, we got to go hide inside our studios. And then when you'd get off the air, get out of the production room, you would go hide in your office. You could close the door. You could deal with your problems all by yourself. But in CS, I'm taking everybody else's blood and letting it all sit inside me. And so I can't help but wonder if with as much negative energy that people are carrying with them when they bring it up to CS, if I'm not refusing to get rid of it, I'm letting it fester inside of me. I don't know, but it's worth looking into. New guy Bill has a brand new product. What is it?
Strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. It's freaking amazing.
Wait. Strawberries and cream?
Strawberries and cream.
Not like cream soda.
Well, let me take my receipt off that shows I paid for it to be sure.
Look at that.
Strawberries and cream. It's amazing. I don't know why.
So is it, does it mixes well?
It very well. And there's a strong strawberry like overtone on it that's pretty surprising.
I mean, they keep changing the flavors of these sodas over there. The one I got addicted to was the one that replaced Sierra Mist.
Sorry.
Oh, my
Sorry. And it tastes just like Sprite.
Oh, exactly
Like Sprite, but it's good. So this is like the renaissance for soft drink companies. And if you look around and you look at the shelves, Coke's constantly introducing Starry and the other ones, and Pepsi's doing it. You know, there's the S'mores Pepsi's. And you know, it's funny because America went into the whole Atkins craze. And we stopped, and McDonald's downsized all their portions. Wendy's. And now look, we're right back where we were. We are. It's amazing.
So I've got the Dr. Pepper now. I want to get the whole sound effect of what's going on here. A little bit of let's get the official taste of it. And it's called Dr. Pepper Strawberry and Cream. New guy Bill says it's great. Oh my God. Holy, it really does taste like strawberries with a touch of cream. So it's almost like a bowl of strawberries with whipped cream. It's not that we didn't deal with real people drama when I was doing terrestrial radio. It's just that we're all a bunch of actors, and we all just made our way through the day. No matter how tough it was, we still just made our way through the day. And we had close relationships, but it was never, life-changing in the way of, oh my God. But man, there's a lot of drama inside a grocery store because it's just real everyday people who just happen to have a job inside a grocery store. And the latest drama here is one of our managers did not make their way to jury duty, and she's been served up, and they said, look, you're in big trouble. We're going to give you one more chance, but you got to do jury duty. And it's like, but that's how busy we are here, and people tend to forget that, look, that has to be taken very seriously. We see a lot in the grocery store, and it's, I can't believe what you saw.
I saw a probably a 15-year-old guy and a 15-year-old girl come from the restroom area, and I didn't think anything about it. And they had giant backpacks on, so I'm thinking, oh, they got out of school, they went to the bathroom. But the girl's ass was hanging out of her shorts, and I'm thinking, oh wow, like, okay, maybe that's just how she dresses. And they left, and then another associate went to the bathroom and said, hey, someone needs to come in here and check it out and clean it up. And so I go in there to clean it, and there's 2 used condoms on the floor, a Slim Jim, an open pack of gummy worms, and a completely eaten container of Nutella. And so we don't know if they were using the food or if that was an after-sex snack or before. But when I went back to reflect on it, of looking at her because of the attention she was drawing to her body, her hair was messed up. All the signs were there now that I think about it. And I'm 43, but when I was a teenager, the last place I would have picked to have sex is the bathroom of a grocery store. Right. And there's so many other options, but I don't, it is what it is, I guess.
A middle-aged man comes into the store, and he says, I don't understand. There's a $274 charge on my credit card. He shows me the bank statement. Sure enough, he says, I remember spending that $35, but $274? Please, you got to sit down with me and explain what's going on. So we get our records together, and we look up all of his store numbers and things. And what we got is that he picked up some turnips, and he charged himself for 75 of them. Not one, but it was 75. And it makes you wonder, hold on a second here. You didn't know when you put your credit card in there that it was $274? He obviously did not. And so he says, look, I called up the credit card people, and they're going to give me back my money. So very interesting. I'm a total buffoon, but tonight it's going to pay off in a really fun way. I hit the wrong ticket for the lottery, and so it was an $8 with 4 draws. And so I've teamed up with Tristan, and we went halvesies on it. And so if we become millionaires, and we've got witnesses that have signed things, just to make it fun. It's a game. We took pictures of it. We recorded our voices saying that, hey, look, this is the transition that happened. And maybe this is my way of setting up the transition too, by coming on to C.T.C.S. saying, okay, look, I made a mistake, a buffoon moment, and we split it, and so best to us. Transition walk, day number 3. Still struggling with the podcast studio. I was forced to get one of these new smartphones, and even though I have the right cord to go into the control board, I can hear them perfectly fine. They can't hear me. Whereas the old phone, you can hear me fine. So You know, to a creative person, when the paintbrushes have been removed from your path, man, it poisons everything. And somehow I've got to make a decision here in the next few minutes that put the podcaster away and put on your jersey. It's time for CS. Boom. The very second you get in the store, I mean, you're hit with a wall of people. There's no time to transition, put anything back or anything like that. It's get on the register and you're 7 people deep. That's how crowded it is today. And we've got all of our people on the register. So it's going to be a very, very busy day. I think it's a mistake when you, the day beforehand, you look at the schedule as to who's going to be on your team the following day. And I think it was a mistake last night that I saw who was coming. And right away, you know, you go through those emotional changes at that time because you know who you work well with and you know who you don't want to work with. And so it becomes a big challenge up front in the way of, man, I know they're not going to show up, or, well, if they do show up, I know they're not going to give us that much energy. So, you know, I saw that list yesterday, so I came in frumpy knowing that, you know, I was going to be with a team that isn't an A-game team. They pretty much just go through the motions. From the pages of You Can't Make This Up, a gentleman is walking very slowly through the store. His arms are full of a lot of meat. He's got 3 24-packs of eggs, and I mean, it's in his arms. It's not even a cart. Walking very slowly through the store. And we were just watching him, and he goes right out the door. And it's like, wait a second. Yeah, we thought he was going out there to get a card. He goes right out the door. So we go and we follow him. He walks in front of the store with his arms, goes to a red car, knocks on the window. The guy won't wake up. His getaway driver won't wake up. So from the pages of You Can't Make This Up, he couldn't get in. So we walk up and we go, you got to give it back to us. And his getaway driver wouldn't wake up. We've just learned that one of our managers has COVID. And we were just talking about this yesterday where Hector came in and it would be spreading. He didn't catch it. Our manager didn't catch it from Hector unless he was in contact with Hector the multiple times that he came in during the week. Now that right there, and we also have 2 people that are on the register and up here in CS that have got COVID as well. So it's running rampant throughout the store. New guy in the neighborhood. His name is Nico. Nico grew up in Florida, recently moved to Cleveland, then came to Greensboro, North Carolina, and now here in Charlotte. He says, I'm here to get my life back in order. And he says, all my work and stuff is online. And I said, are you in the neighborhood? He says, yeah, absolutely. I said, we got live music, buddy. We got a bar. We've got local beer. He says, a grocery store? And he said, yeah. And he found out that I host podcasts, and especially C.T.C.S. And the first thing he said was, dude, you going to mention me? I think I've run into that question for 43 years in broadcasting. Dude, you going to mention me? Yeah, Nico, you're part of the neighborhood. I'm going to talk about you a lot. A what the hell moment. I'm currently holding the store one-step pregnancy test. It is opened. There's a test missing, and it was in the return bin. That means somebody took the test. Would you say they failed it? Or they felt like maybe it didn't give you a good answer, so they brought it back? What would you do? If you were in my shoes, is it a what the hell moment? Or is it move on, don't ask any questions, just keep moving on? Transition walk, day number 4. Had to get my God on. Have to do my church before going into CS. Pastor Furtick said something today that really caught me off guard. I've called this my transition walk for several months because I'm trying to trust in the transition. I know that I go through many different changes through the day in order to get to where it is that I'm growing. But today, before we got into this forest to take this transition walk, Pastor Furtick said, we are not taught to learn from our transitions. And that's where we need to begin the journey. Isn't that kind of funny? Kind of weird? You know, 6 months ago maybe, I started calling this a transition walk. And today the pastor says that we are not taught to move through our transitions. Really got me. Hector is one of our regulars when it comes to playing the lottery. I mean, every night playing those numbers, coming in late, almost up to closing time, but he always plays the numbers. Well, the word inside the store all week has been stay away from Hector. He's got COVID. He's got it really bad. Hector comes walking into the store about 15, 20 minutes ago, no mask on, and it's one of those where we stood about maybe 7 or 8 feet away from Hector and said, you can't come in here until you put a mask on. He says, no, I'm fine. fine. And he says, no, you're not fine. You're still a carrier. So I'm just documenting this right now, only because we all got within at least 7 feet of Hector, and it's like, oh my God, here we go again. Major League unexpected change of plans. The closer tonight has called in. We've been talking about this during this entire C.T.C.S, and that is that the COVID is running pretty crazy throughout the building, and so they wanted to switch my time so I would be a closer tonight. I have no problem closing. My situation is that my day begins very early in the morning, so even though I'll be getting home well after midnight, my shutdown time will be about 2 o'clock in the morning to be back up by 6 o'clock in the morning. So I said, look, here's the situation. I'm going to work with you, but you're going to work with me. I'm not going to come in until I decide I'm going to come in, and that's going to be 2 hours later than my expected time. Well, hopefully this won't be what my day is going to be like for the rest of the day, where everything is just a bad stab. Get into the store, the typical Sunday crowd. Oh, CT, there's a spill in produce. We need you to clean it up. Great. Self-checkout number 3 is out, and so we're rebooting it now. It takes about 7 or 8 minutes for it to get back up. We have a line of about 6 or 7 people deep trying to just get into self-checkout, so we're trying to figure out what the situation is at this time. But we've done one reboot. Hopefully it'll get us back in order. Like it when you say you got a bunch of winners. Yeah. Are you going to take a guess at how much you want?
I have no idea.
So, hey, try to play this like the price is right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's $8 you don't have to worry about anymore.
There you go. You want to do them all at one time and then... Yep.
You got this one now?
Yep.
Oh, hey, $21. That's kind of an odd number, isn't it? I'm not used to like...
a whole bunch of numbers in that, so maybe 2 or 3 ones.
Okay. And then are you checking these numbers?
Yep.
Okay.
I know, I've already checked these. I think they're winners.
16. See? 21 to 16, odd numbers.
Yes.
What have you been doing this weekend?
Counting lottery tickets.
So I see.
I have to take that back to South Carolina.
Ooh, 28 on that one.
All right.
You're gonna have enough money for dinner tonight.
I know. Celebrate.
Any more?
Yep.
There we go. You been just collecting these at home?
Yeah.
The manager of a nearby restaurant comes into the store and buys a lot of milk and a lot of products because they need the products of the veggies and things to make their tacos. And he's at the register, ready to pay, and he has a fake $100 bill. And so we get 3 managers involved. And the reason, not to belittle him or anything like that, because, sometimes you don't know what the fake $100 bills are. So we told him it's fake. He says, okay, I'll be right back. He came back with real money after that. It was 20s. But what was really interesting, the way that he handled it was with pure professionalism, and the way that he said, look, lunch is on me. I'm so sorry that was a fake $100 bill, but lunch is on me. So we went down there and got lunch from the place. When you've got 3 people who have called out today, it really puts a lot of stress on the entire staff, and you can definitely see it today. Those of us that are usually Captain Positive and we work our way through storms, finding it very difficult. And I told him, I said, look, I'm 2 hours off my normal, and I'm not somebody who enjoys change, but I have to deal with it every day. But when you're knocked off your normal, it's going to take me a little bit longer to become Mr. Motivation. Honestly, I think the mood swings are the weather outside. It has felt like it's been nighttime all day. That's how dark the clouds are. And I think that it affects the people coming in here. Then it poisons us because they're not in good moods. And so that's when you're at the register. Tell me you don't go through this. When you're at the register, they're not talking, so you're not going to talk. But yet we still have to engage somehow.
Yeah, I do the bare minimum, but every time I hit that time clock, my mood changes.
Yeah.
So it could be bright and sunny and great, but, it's just... It's a shitty day for us because we're down 3 people.
Yeah.
Like we're having to do 3 times the work right now and spread people around where we can, and we're just getting our ass kicked today. that's all there is to it. They can't all be great days, but yeah. I'm straight for this one, man.
The one thing that you never get used to, I don't care how many years you've been in retail or what your position is, people that walk in when there's only 6 or 7 minutes left of store hours, and you just never get used to their inconsideration. But you have to put on that candy-coated plastic bathroom mirror smile, and very calmly you say, look, here's the situation. We're closing in 7 minutes. And thank God we've got security, because security is geared toward, well, I'll get them out. But you just never get used to that dull, ugly feeling of people that walk in during closing time.
There you go. Another exciting edition of C.T.C.S. You can hear all of the episodes in one place. The show is called The Customer is Always Wrong. Find it on every podcast outlet.